It's me, Esther, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are making Indian-inspired meatballs. For the meatballs, we are going to replace the bread with courgette or zucchini, whatever you like to call it. And also the meat will be different. We're using a mix of pork and chicken. And it's going to be very tasty. So, get your ingredients together and let's start! So, right now I'm preparing the ingredients for the meatballs because we are going to start with the meatballs. We will need 250 grams of pork, 250 grams of minced chicken, 2 cloves of garlic, grate some fresh ginger, and also get fresh coriander, garam masala, salt, and we'll use some coconut oil as our fat. All the ginger is stuck inside of this grater, so we're just going to take it out with a knife. Now we are going to combine all the ingredients. I already took my minced meat, mix it a little bit. We're going to add the freshly grated ginger, our 2 cloves of garlic. Let's take some garam masala. We will need 1 tablespoon of garam masala. You take a nice spoon, oops, and add it. And of course the chopped coriander. We bought a little package of coriander because we don't have a plant at home, but it's fresh, so let's chop this. Chopping is a big word because I cannot chop, I don't have the technique. I will just cut it in smaller pieces and use mainly the leaves. You can use a little bit of stalks, but try to focus on the leaves. The smell. It has a very strong smell, coriander. Not everyone likes it though. Here we have our chopped or cut coriander. We add it to the rest. And the last ingredient is some salt. Everything is together now. We're going to mingle it very well with our hands and then it's time to form some meatballs. Oh, I forgot, we still need to add the courgette. As courgette, I'm using frozen courgette that I froze this summer. It's from my own harvest in the garden. This is it. It's about 75 grams of shredded courgette. When you are using frozen courgette, the taste is rather the same, but the texture changes a lot. It gets a lot juicier and more like mousse. So if you want a more crispy aspect to your meatballs, I would recommend you to take fresh courgette. You can make the meatballs the size you want, but I would recommend a size of about 7 diameters because then you will have at least something to eat and it's not too big that it has to cook for hours. I'm aiming to make about 3 meatballs for each person. When you see that in the end you don't have enough meat left for the last meatballs, you can always take a little bit from the largest ones and just stick to it. It's as if you're playing with Play-Doh. And we all like to play with Play-Doh, don't we? So now I have 6 equal meatballs. That is 3 for each person. And we're going to bake them for a moment in some coconut oil. When we are cooking with an iron cast skillet, it's necessary to heat your skillet first Then you need to check if it's hot enough with some water, and then you can add the oil. I'm not really used to working with this skillet yet because I only recently bought it, and I'm really excited to work with it more often because it just has a very nice feel to it. I opened the coconut oil and oh, it smells like coconut. I would just like to eat it like that, but that's not what it's made for. This will be very aromatic. Now I'm going to gently put in the meatballs. Never let the balls drop in the pan because then you get splatters of hot fat and that's just very dangerous. You have to bake your meatballs on all sides so they get a little bit brown. They're actually closing the meat as a way of speaking. And then you can lower the heat and let them continue to bake until they are almost done. They don't have to be done completely, because they will continue baking in the sauce. Now the meatballs are brown on all sides. I'm going to lower the heat and let them bake for a while so they are almost completely done. So now the meatballs are almost done. I'm going to take them out of the skillet and we're going to prepare the sauce and also the rice. It's a good moment to prepare some rice now. Let me introduce you to the spices. First we have garam masala, coriander. There's also some sweet paprika. I have a bit of chili powder and a bit of cayenne powder. Some freshly grated ginger, but I didn't have enough, so I added some dried ginger to it, and a cinnamon stick. We're first going to clean out a bit the skillet. This is a very buttery sauce, so we're going to use quite a lot of coconut oil. We're actually just replacing the old oil, so it still has fresh coconut taste. And we'll need 3 to 4 tablespoons. Voila. Good. My hands are covered in grease now. I cannot play very good music, so I have to sing myself. Okay, we're going to melt the coconut oil and add all the spices. It's very easy actually. What I do like about this moment is that when you start mixing the spices and the fresh ginger with the oil, it starts to make these little bubbles and a very nice sound too. Now I will add a small can of concentrated tomato sauce. Ooh. Oh, I'm so sure you will love this recipe. Every week our meatballs are our new favorite. But this one is really good too. Well, they're all really good. But this one is special. I have to turn down the heat a bit. And I'll immediately also add the tomato sauce, the normal tomato sauce. You can choose what kind of tomato sauce you are using. This time I'm using puree de tomato puree, mashed tomatoes, but without bits and pieces, like without pieces. Honestly, I prefer it with little pieces of tomato in it, because then you have to bite on the sauce sometimes. Now I will add some coconut oil, some lemon juice. I don't have any lemon juice, like fresh lemons left, so I'm just going to use a little bottle with lemon juice. And we'll put in the salt, the meatballs, let it simmer for a while, and we're ready to eat. You can add the juice of half a lemon. And now the salt. We need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Should we have a first taste of the sauce? I think so. C'était la mauvaise cuillère. Huile de coco. Let's have our first taste. This is one of these sauces of which you can never get enough. It's creamy, it's slightly spicy, it's soft, it's so delicious. Let's add the meatballs. Here they are. We're going to cover the meatballs in some sauce. Yes, good. Oops, there we have our cinnamon stick. Don't run away! Let's let this simmer for a while, and now I'm just going to make some rice. That's it! Okay, let's have a taste of this delicious meal. Oh yes, I feel the vibes. So good. The sauce is really the kind of sauce you just don't want to stop eating. Look at the inside of these meatballs. They are perfectly done, and with the courgette it has a very nice twist to it. So I really recommend you to make this recipe, share the love for these meatballs with other people, and also don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I wish you a lot of luck with cooking this very easy and super tasty recipe, and see you next time. Bye bye.